Welcome back to the Bulldog Report. This is Henry Sia commentating your game today, and we got an entertaining one. We got the 3-3 Calvary Christian versus the 4-1 Metuchen Bulldogs. And it's going to be enticing. Metuchen leading their division right now. Number 1 out of 8 right now. Sorry. And right now we're facing Calvary Christian. We got, for their starting lineup, number 11, Reagan Fogtree as their starting point guard. And we got number 15, Hannah Rake, as their starting shooting guard. Number 12, Carrie-Ann Meckie as the starting small forward. Alexa Ontarello as that 3 falls short. It's rebounded. We got Alexa Orlantaro at power forward, number 5. And at number 10, we got Rachel Shafter playing center. And it's going to be very entertaining today. We got the Metuchen starting lineup out here too. And that is Pelota with the ball right now. And it ends up going out of bounds and back to Metuchen. Katie Gray to inbound it. Tries to get it to Connors. Ends up getting it to Pfeiffer. Back to Gray. Gray trying to do something with the ball. Double teamed, gives it to Jermaine, the post up, and falls short. Rebounded by Christian. Rake with the ball right now. Gives it to Meckie. Back to Rake. And to Artolano. Passing it around a lot. And it looks like a foul. Kind of did a split there. And that was actually Shafter, the center, who fell with the ball. And it's going to go back to Christian. Rake to inbound it. Back to Foggery. And the jumper falls short. It's going to go back to Metuchen, given to Pelota. Gray trying to find somebody open. Tries to get a screen from Pfeiffer. Does not work. Hits it back to Pfeiffer. The 3's up, and it is no good. Gray tries to save it from going out of bounds. It ends up going straight back to Christian. Trying to get the ball in the hoop quick. Does not work. Passes it out. Thinks about taking the 3. Gives it to Arado. And scrambling around. Trying to find somebody. Metuchen playing excellent defense. And Foggery with the 3, no good. Rebounded by Connors. Actually, no, tossed back to Christian. And the 3 is up, no good off the rim. This time rebounded by Connors. And stolen. And the layup is blocked by Jermaine. Second try is no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Jermaine as well. Jermaine had about 5-6 blocks last game. Did amazing. And was the player of the game. Cassie Connors with the missed 3. And going to go back to Calvary Christian. Call themselves the Lions. So far, 2 minutes and 30 seconds have passed. And no scoring has been done. And the 3's up. Off the back of the rim. That might be short-lived. Another 3. This time does not touch the rim. Calvary Christian attempts to hit it back in bounds. But just goes back out into a different side. And they're going to make a quick substitution real quick. And it's now going to be Zanecki who inbounds it. Pelota still with the ball. And it's going to be stolen for the second time this quarter. Back to Christian. Rake with the ball. Smothered right now. Ends up being bounced. And the first points of the night? Possibly no. Fogtree tries to put it up. Does it again. And it goes right back to Grzinski. Pfeiffer with the ball now. Bringing it into half court. Trying to post up. Steal attempt is missed. Connors gets the screen from Pfeiffer. Trips a bit. And tries to go for it. Grzinski tries to get the rebound. Connors with the 3. No good. And it's going to be rebounded by Christian. So far, 4 minutes have passed, and no scoring has happened. And it's going to be a timeout. Metuchen really needs to figure out what is going on because their offense has just been dormant, as well as the Lions offense. They have just been not able to produce anything so far this basketball game. Almost half of the quarter has passed. Nobody has been able to get anything going. Possibly be just needed to warm up for the game, but they can't keep this up. Metuchen, known for starting out slow and coming through at the end, why they are number 1 in their division right now. Their defense has just been spectacular this entire game. Offense has been mediocre, but you don't need to worry about that when you're not allowing a single point from your opponents so far. And Metuchen already seems ready. Calvary Christian just finished their huddle, and I believe they are going to start with the ball. It's going to be Rake to inbound. That's going to be Ortalanalo to inbound. Tries to get a screen, passes it out to Fogtree. Passing out to Ortolato. Rake tries to get something going, passes it to the outside. The floater, no good. Rebounded by Zanecki. And Pfeiffer tries to get the ball, knocked away by Christian, and Metuchen's going to get it back. That was Ortolano with the knock. And it looks like a big substitution for Metuchen here. Grzinski, Palatoa, and Pfeiffer are getting subbed out for both the Grays, Josie and Katie, as well as Orly Germain. And the layup is good, and Zanecki gets the first points of the night. Rake with the ball. Again, being the primary ball handler for this team so far. Tries to pass it out quickly. And a long pass. A jumper. Not really a jumper, just a shot is good. And that's going to tie it up at 2-2. Looks like the offense has started to get somewhat moving this quarter. Connors with the ball. Pass it to Germain. Germain tries to post up. It's not work. Slides it to Gray. Gray cannot get anything. Pass it to the other Gray. Katie tries to get it up and no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Christian once again. Fogtree doing very good so far with the rebounds. I believe I counted 3 today so far. I'm doing good. And it's going to be called a double dribble. And that is going to be Metuchen ball. Not sure if that was a double dribble or a travel, but either way, Metuchen gets it back. Connors with the ball. One-on-one right now. Tries taking it, ends up going for the shot. No good. And it's rebounded. Given to Rake. She's going to try to see if she could drop some sort of play. Try to get some more points on the board for this team. And it's dropped for a second. Blocked by Germain. And that's her second of today. I'm going to be counting. You know, I'm going to write it down. That's 2 blocks for Germain so far. She has been a block master so far. And there she is again, showing up on offense, giving the Bulldogs a 2-point lead late in the first quarter. But she has just been the block master on both teams. I've never seen anybody been able to get that many stops on defense, that many rebounds. She really is the centerpiece of this offense right now, being able to do it all on pretty much every single side of the ball, whether that be defense or offense. Just been able to really come through and bolster this Metuchen leading defense for the girls basketball division that they're in. Gray. Out to Zanecki. Zanecki. Gray drives it in to Germain. High pass. It's going to be a foul. 2 free throws for Germain at the line. And a chance to put even more points on the board. Leading is actually second in points for her team, behind Connors with 54. Germain has 42, only 12 behind, and possibly after the 2 points, now 10 behind, and possibly even more after this next free throw, depending on if she makes it or not. She has attempted 11 free throws this season, 12 free throws now, actually, and only 4 of them has been made. That's a 33 shot percentage right there. And it bounces off the rim, and it's no good. And Christian making quick work of it, but ends up getting smothered by Gray and Pelota. And it looks like it's going to be back to Metuchen, playing excellent defense. Not to mention back to Jermaine, also leads her team with 45 rebounds, 9 blocks. Popped off for about 5 blocks last game. Just been able to really show up on that side of the ball, and already 2 so far this game. Jermaine. No good. Rebounded by Schaffer. Shots up, and it's good! And Calvary Christian takes the lead with the shot by Hannah Rake. And a 1-point lead right now. Senior guard gets it done, leading her team in three-pointers, actually. Excuse me, no, that is actually Reagan Fogtery, starting point guard. She is actually leading it with 4. Rake just behind her with 2. And Jermaine back to the free throw line. Only 1 attempt this time after the and 1. And Metuchen back on top with a 2-point lead after the... Looks like they're going to count it as a 2-pointer. Good ball movement. Great ball movement. Are they going to finish? Keep passing it around. Fogtery takes the shot. No good. Excuse me, not Fogtery. But it does not matter because Schafter ties the game up with that layup. Pelota passing it back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer trying to make something work here to Gray. Gray pushing in. It's going to be stolen. 4 seconds left. Can they do something quickly? They got to just throw it up. And that's going to be the score. 6-6. Metuchen and Calvary Christian all tied up. So far, teams really just need to get warmed up. No scoring in the first half of the quarter, but then 6 points apiece for both teams. So they've really stepped it up, as you can see, in the past couple minutes. So Metuchen, that timeout for both teams definitely helped them in terms of offense. So just great job by the defense of Metuchen and the defense of Calvary Christian. Just been able to allow only 6 points in this first quarter. Most likely going to step up after this timeout, this quarter timeout is over. And now that we're going to look at the division, we have, that's actually the boys basketball division, 3rd place right there. We actually got Metuchen in first with 4 wins and 1 loss. Could be 5 wins after this. And if you look into the 4th place slot, you see Calvary Christian, also known as Old Bridge, 3-3. So if they win this, they go up the rankings past Spotswood, and they get to 3rd place. Spotswood, a contender. Metuchen lost to them 42-45 there. And when Metuchen goes at home, maybe they'll be able to pull out a win and tie the series 1-1 with Spotswood. But that's a long time from now. Right now they got to focus at what's on hand. That is versus Calvary Christian. Fogtery passing it out to Rake. And Fogtery, no good. It's going to go back to Rake. And Rake is going to get it out. And it's actually going to touch Gray beforehand. It's going to go back to Christian. And play is in action. Going to quickly give it to Rake. And Fogtery, their leading 3-point shooter. Can she make another? No, but it's rebounded by Schafter. And Schafter with the layup, rebounded by Jermaine. Not going to let that happen. Pelota with the ball right now. And Pfeiffer, no good. Rebounded by Jermaine, and that's going to go in. 8-6. And Metuchen takes the lead. with 7 minutes left in the quarter. Very early in the second so far. That is the first points we've seen in the quarter so far. To Rake. To Fogtree. And it's going to be a travel. It's going to go back to Metuchen. And Gray to inbound it. Pelota to take the ball. Only a freshman and on the starting varsity team. Applies to Zanecki too. Impressive to already make that starting roster on varsity. Such a young age. And Jermaine's shot, no good. It's going to go back to Metuchen. Excuse me, it's going to go back to Christian. Fogtree travels. That's the second consecutive travel for the Lions so far. And Gray to inbound it to Pelota once again. Pelota with the ball. Driving it in quickly. One-on-one with Aranalo. Or Tolano. Got to remember how to pronounce that. And it's going to go back to Calvary Christian after the turnover. Going to go to Rake. To Toronto. And Rake with the second three of this game. Actually, the first three of this game, but she made a shot that made it look like a three, and that is her 5th point of the night, leading this Calvary Christian offensive attack, raking up all the defenders. See what I did there? And now they have the lead. Connors with the ball, flustered, nowhere to go. Tries to get a screen from Pfeiffer, it works, but still guarded by Arantolo. Cray trying to push up. Takes the layup and spins around, and it's good. Metuchen takes back the lead within about 30 seconds. Rake with the ball once again. Been on fire so far. And Fogtree shoots it up. Rebounded. No good. Rebounded by Jermaine. Connors with the ball now. Making quick work. Already setting up a play. Pfeiffer in the corner. Will she take it? No, she drives up. Passes it back out to Connors. She takes the three. And it's no good. It's going to go back to Fogtree. Metuchen with the 1-point lead so far. To our Toronto. Deep pass to Fogtree. Back to Rake. And no good. Tried to be rebounded by Connors. Fogtree tried to get a hand on it. Tried to see if she could maybe keep it in bounds. But she cannot. And it's going to go back to Metuchen. Connors with the lob to Jermaine. Cannot get it. Fogtree shuts that down. Very tall for only a point guard at that. Leading her team in threes, points, and also, surprisingly, as a guard, rebounds with 38. Actually, excuse me, second in rebounds. But as a point guard, very impressive. Only behind Shafter, who is their starting center. Shouldn't be much of a surprise. And now Calvary Christian takes the lead with that two-pointer, and it's going to go back to them after Gray steps out of bounds. Inbounded. It's going to go to Rake once again, leading the offensive attack. Passing it to an opener, Toronto. Gray quickly picks up on that. A zip to Fogtree. No good. Rebounded by Shafter. And it is blocked. Called a foul. I don't know if that's considered a block, but I'll count it for Jermaine. She seemed to be in the area. So that's her third block of today. Been able to shut down defenses left and right with her ginormous size. Let me look at the replay here. And it is a block by Jermaine. You know what the good thing about being a commentator is? Right next to you, you could see the play that just happened 5 or 10 seconds because it's on a delay. So, you know, if you miss something, you could just check up on it later. So, very good thing. See it 2 times at once. Anyways, it's going to be a foul on Ortolano, and it's going to be 2 free throws for her. Chance to extend the lead to 13. And no good. Bounced a couple times, thought about going in, but did not. She's going to take her second shot of today. Ortolano's shot, perfect, on the money, and it's going to be 10-12. Christian in the lead. Christian on a 2-win streak too. Used to be 1-3, now 3-3. Been on a bit of a hot streak. Metuchen only lost a spot split on the season by 3 points. Other than that, most of their wins have been blowouts, and they have not lost a single one after the spot split game. So also technically on a win streak. That shot's going to be no good. Rebounded by Fogtery. Fogtery passes it to Rake. Rake takes the deep 3. Too deep. She goes air. She touches air. It's going to go back to Metuchen. Going to go to Pelota. And Pfeiffer gets the ball, saves the play, and no good. It's going to go rebounded by Christian. Gray all over her, and she manages to barely pass the ball out back to Ortolano. It's going to go back to Fogtery. Fogtery, quick pass to Rake, back to Fogtery. Pfeiffer on her. And Rake thinks about taking the 3, passes it out. Thinks about passing it. What's she going to do? Intercepted by Pfeiffer on the fast break. What could she do with it? Not fast enough. Ends up going to Gray. Deep end. Grzinski with the easy layup. The dink and dunk brings the Bulldogs tied with Calvary Christian. Break. To Fogtery, and a nice little pass placed perfectly to Rake, and the layup was missed. That's their first sub of the day. That is actually number 30, Ava Zielinski. Gray with the floater, no good. And it's going to be rebounded by Gray again. Takes a second shot. Grzinski looked like she might have been fouled. No good. And Gray gets Zielinski gets the rebound. 12-12, all tied up with a minute and 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Game seems to be flying by so far. Feels like it just started. That's what happens when you're having fun, though, I guess. And Ortolano, the quick pass. And it's going to be rebounded by Zaneski. And the foul going to be placed on Calvary Christian. Actually, it's going to be a timeout. And with 57.6 seconds left on the clock, that's their second timeout of the day. While we're at it, let's see some star players. We've already gotten a couple glimpses of them. From Calvary Christian players, Reagan Fogtery, who's a senior. You've already heard a lot about her. Starting point guard who's been able to lead or be second in rebounds and first in points on her team with 62 actually. Not even a close second. Hannah Rake with 39, Rachel Shafter with 35, and you can see all those names on your screen right now. Rachel Shafter and Hannah Rake. Shafter been able to get 51 rebounds, starting center, while Rake been able to just accumulate a lot of points, and just been a vital piece on this team. And stat-wise, doing very good. But let's see what happened in the game. And Calvary Christian takes the ball with 57 seconds left. A deep pass that might go in the backcourt. No foul called. No backcourt violation. And Fogtery takes the 3. Been kind of cold so far this game. Not been able to get much going. And foul is in place. And it's actually going to be a timeout Another timeout by Metuchen. All right, so those of you who are keeping up with our non-sports related activities on the Bulldog Report, be sure to check out episode 3 on the podcast coming up soon. Lots of great content we're trying to get to you, and it's just going to be a blast. It'll be out in the next week or so, couple weeks. Be sure to check that out. Turn on notifications on this channel. Subscribe. Make sure that you get access to every single game, women's basketball, men's basketball, football, soccer, baseball. We do it all. Sometimes field hockey. There's not a thing you want to miss on the Bulldog Report. So be sure to turn on those notifications, subscribe, and if you really want to, like this video. And 35 seconds left. Calvary Christian with the ball. Time ticking away. And they're going to quickly give it to Rake. To Shafter, and it's going to go out. Tipped on her fingertips. And she could barely hang on. And that's going to go back to Metuchen. Possibly, and most probably, the last possession of the game. And Pfeiffer to Jermaine. Tries to post up. Shot no good. Out of bounds. And Calvary Christian has 7.9 seconds to get possibly one more point on the board. Maybe going to the locker room with the lead. So far, great defense played by both teams. And quickly, they got to get something going. 2 seconds. Lobs up the 3. No good. And that is going to be our halftime final. 12-12. Calvary Christian tied up with Metuchen, the leader in their division, tied up with the 4th place member. And this is Henry Sia signing off. And I will see ya in the next half. And we are back with Metuchen versus Calvary Christian. So far, it is tied up at 12-12 after the first half. Been very dormant for both offenses. Let's see if they can get anything going throughout the second half. And that is the fourth block by Jermaine this game. I've been counting them, and she has been blocking them. And right on cue, that's a layup to propel this offense and already get Metuchen off to a hot start. And we got Hannah Rake with the ball, driving up. Let's see what she can do with it. Tries to get the screen from Ortolano. Passing it out quick to Shafter. And it's stolen by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer coughs it up. It goes right to Connors. Connors bringing it up to Pfeiffer. Takes the three. No good. Rebounded by Gray to Connors. Loose ball. Pelota gets it back. It's going to be a lob to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer trying to get something going. And it's going to be a travel back to Christian. Actually, no. It's going to be a foul on Christian, and it's actually going to go back to Metuchen. That is the first foul of this quarter so far. Quickly to Connors. Toss it up to Pfeiffer. Tries to go for the reverse. Cannot. Quickly taken by Frogtree. Frogtree gives it to Rake. To Frogtree. Trying to post up. It's a center. Shafter ends up giving it back to Rake. To Ortolano. Rake thinks about taking the three. Passes it out. So far, Metuchen's defense has been smothering him. The three, no good. Snatched by Jermaine. Looks like Shafter is going to get yet another rebound. Yet Jermaine ends any hope of that happening. And Jermaine with another point. Tries but fails. Ends up getting the rebound. Gives it back to Gray. And Gray gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up. Gray with the free throw. No good. We're going to see a second in a bit. Four bounces. Takes a shot. Perfect. On the money. And now the Bulldogs have a 3-point lead. Rake been taking the ball all game so far. All starting 5 out. They don't have that many players on their roster. 8 to be specific. Actually, only 9 players to be specific. So their starting 5 is going to be out a lot. Tries to quickly pass it to Rake. And that's going to be an attempted layup by Shafter. Rebounded by Jermaine. Oh, and it's stolen. Stolen by Rake. Smiling about it. And it's going to be called dead after the steal. It's going to be a timeout, actually. And not a lot to talk about right now. I mean, both teams, actually a lot to talk about for Christian. I mean, they haven't been able to score a single point in the first 2.5 minutes. Really need to fix that. While Metuchen been able to get a consistent 3 points on the board throughout the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So they've been consistently getting to the rim, scoring points, but they really need to step it up if they want to really pull away with this win. But you know who really needs to step it up? The Lions offense, who cannot do anything so far. Bound to change, but so far they have just been flustered on all ends of the court. A lob. 2. Rake. Rake gets it back. Pump fakes. Step back. Thought about taking it. Gives it to the tall point guard, Fogtari. Fogtari passes it to the smaller center. And stolen by Pelota. Gives it to Jermaine and back to Zanecki. And, excuse me, Pfeiffer. And they're going to drive it up very quickly. Tipped and given back. Tipped by Mecki. Relatively silent this game so far. Jermaine gets the ball back, and they're going to call it a jump ball. But since that does not exist in high school basketball, it's just going to go back to Metuchen. Easier like that. Some other things in high school that don't exist is the shot clock and the fact that some fouls that are against Metuchen go straight back to him, and vice versa for Calvary Christian. So some differences. Obviously, the 8-minute clock being the biggest and the most noticeable. Pfeiffer gives it to Pelota. Pelota drives up, and the layup no good. And it's an and one by Fogtari. That might be just what Calvary Christian needed. Fogtari leads her team in not only free throws attempted, but free throws made with 8. Hannah Rake right behind. Actually, no. She actually is second. Hannah Rake with 10. Right behind her is Fogtari with 8. Hopefully to make that even more. Possibly 9. No good. Connors, long pass to Jermaine. Jermaine with the nice pass to Zanecki. And Zanecki gets a nice finish. Jermaine with the insane pass in order to get the lead back to 3. Break. The 3's up. Barely hits the rim. Back to Rake. The 2-pointer's up. No good. Mecki tried getting after it. No good. It's going to go back to Metuchen. Gray to inbound it. Pelota back with the ball. And tipped by Mecki. Been making some strides on defense so far. And that is going to go back to Metuchen. But great job disrupting the play. Great inbound once more. No substitutions made for Metuchen. While Mecki, who is just aforementioned, subbed out for number 1, Cora Durkin. Zanecki passes it to Gray on the perimeter. Tries driving it up to Connors. Thinks about taking the 3. No good. Just keeps the ball. Drives it up. Lob pass to Jermaine. No good. Back to Connors. And she gets the layup. Now Metuchen with a 5-point lead. Looking much more extended. Rake to Fogtari. Rake passes it out on the perimeter to Ortolano. Ortolano looking for something to do. Gives it back to Shafter. Nothing been able to get going for this Lion offense. Metuchen playing stiff defense throughout the entire game. And look at Fogtari with the pass. And the floater goes straight back to Metuchen. Wait a second. Shafter gets it back. Tries hitting it off the legs of Pelota. Does not go out. And Connors gets the ball back. And it's going to be a foul. Or timeout, actually. Teams have a chance to talk about what just happened. Looks like on that previous play, the steal looked like Jermaine had it, kind of hit out of her hands, and Shafter tried and failed to hit it at the Pelota's legs, the opponent's legs. And we're going to get back. Bulldogs with a 5-point lead. Starting lineup, bit subbed out. Pelota, Cassidy Connors, Sam Pfeiffer, Josie Gray, and Vicky Sinecki, all out on the court. Pfeiffer looking for somebody to pass it to. Sinecki, one-on-one, takes the shot off the backboard, and it's going to go back. And Josie Gray with the steal. And Pelota takes it up. Open Pfeiffer, no good. And it's going to roll out on Metuchen. Actually, yeah, Metuchen is going to get the ball back. Pfeiffer with the ball. Pelota drives it in. Cannot get anything going. Pfeiffer could take the deep three right now. Decides not to. Pass it to Connors. Whoa, fast break alert. Almost. Gray. No good. Back to Calvary Christian. And one for Fogtree. And she has just been able to get those necessary points for Calvary Christian. 1 minute and 19 seconds left in the quarter after the point. And a chance to make it a 2-point game for Christian, barring the free throw. Bounces in and out. Back to Metuchen. Jump ball rules are very weird in high school, so we're about to see in a sec what they call it. It's going to go to Christian. 3-point game. 1 possession. See if they could get it. Whoa, Pfeiffer tries to get in there. Takes a tumble, and it looks like it's going to go straight back to Christian. Rake. Bounces off of either Gray, and I think they are going to say it is off of Gray. Back to Christian for the 3rd time this possession. Back to Fogtree. Points to the ground. What's she going to do? A pass. And it's going to be marked out of bounds from Sinecki. Actually, no. It's going to go back to Metuchen to the foul. Very weird high school rules. Pelota passed it to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer tries to get a box out by Jermaine. Pelota to Connors. Can she get the layup? She does. Metuchen back with the 5-point lead. Connors tries to get a screen from Pfeiffer. Tries to take it in. Rebound. No good. That's the end of the quarter. Metuchen with a 21-16 lead. 5 points. Manageable, but still a huge lead for Metuchen. We'll be right back after the quarter is over. And we are back. Connors quickly takes the 3. And rebounded by Jermaine. Put back, no good. And stolen by Connors. Back to Jermaine. Same sequence as before. It's already going to be a foul. And back to the Lions. 21-16 is our score right now entering the 4th for those of us joining. Pfeiffer thinks about taking a long pass, does not. Whoa, stolen by Fogtree. Three's up, no good. Stolen by Pelota. Looks like they're just going to call it dead. Back to Metuchen. And the 3 is good by Connors. And back in the lead with 7 points is Metuchen, just as 7 minutes passes. Layup no good. Rebounded by Jermaine. Back to Connors. Stolen. Lobbed it up. It's going to go out. Lobs it up to Gray. And 1 for Gray. Metuchen on a scoring streak so far. Their defense has just been shut out. Lights out defense for Metuchen. Now with the 9-point lead and Jermaine already getting subbed out. 2 subs for Christian. Grzinski subbed back for Jermaine. And the shot by Gray is good. 3-point play by her. Gets the Bulldogs to a 10-point lead. 2 straight 3-point plays bring Metuchen at a huge lead. Frogtari to Shafter. Ortolano almost stolen by Pfeiffer. Nowhere to go. And stolen by Metuchen. Look at Connors with the finesse and the layup. No good. Rebounded. 3rd time's a charm, and Grzinski gets it in. (28-16). The 3 is up, and it's good. What a surprise. Rake takes a deep 3, contested, and shoots it. Out on Metuchen. It's going to go back to Calvary Christian. And that 3 maybe possibly motivated them for a comeback. Who knows? It's always good to have a close and competitive game. Oh, Connors crosses her up. It's going to go out of bounds. Connors. Krasinski! No good. And it's going to be a foul. 2-point possible play here. 2 free throws coming up for Krasinski. Free throw ritual. Yep. And the first free throw is good. Some crowd members very excited about it, if you could hear that in the background. Second free throw coming up. Zelensky and Drake subbed in for, or Mecki, excuse me, subbed in for Durkin and Shafter. And Krasinski gets the rebound. Second time's a charm. No good. Gray? No. She is going to get 2 free throws, though, after the bonus is applied. Gray, second free throw, no good. Bulldogs with the 30-19 lead, just been on fire in terms of the offensive standpoint. It's a rake. Tries to set a screen. That is Factory. And Ortano takes the shot, no good. Tarek takes the mid-range. Gray does not touch it. Therefore, Metuchen gets it back. Pfeiffer with the ball. Gray. Fouled. Shot goes wide right. And Metuchen still with the 30-19 lead. Takes it out. Break. Tries to go for second three-pointer of the day. Jermaine rebounds it. Zanecki trying to take it out of her own side of the court. Gives it to Pelota. Connors. Gives it to Zanecki. Zanecki gets it stolen. Fast break. And it's stolen by Connors. Tricked out the cameraman. And it's going to go back to Christian after the missed shot. Jermaine playing tight defense. Looks like they're going to call a foul on Jermaine. Couldn't see if that was a block or not. Good thing, like I said about being commentator, you get to see it twice. On my right, I have a screen where I could see it 15 seconds delayed. So let's see if that was a block. So far, we got 4 blocks for Jermaine. I've been counting it all game. Right now, we got a free throw for Fogtree. And it was, in fact, a block by Jermaine. 5 blocks this game. Second free throw. And it is good. Taken by Connors. Jermaine with the rebound, trying to muscle it out. Taken by Zanecki. And I just have one thing to say. This was just a great showing by pretty much the entire Metuchen team. All of them did such great jobs offensively, but mostly on defense, allowing this team to only 20 points, which is just fantastic. Most teams score around 40 in high school girls basketball, but she was able to, or this entire team was able to manage keeping them to such a low percentage. Why the player of the game goes to Orly Germain, for being able to play such well on defense. Like I said, 5 blocks makes her the player of the game. Just been such a valuable asset on this team. And really just led them to this defensive slugfest. So great job by her and the rest of the Metuchen team for getting their 5th win of the season. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but they're probably getting their 5th win of the season just based off of the score. So just great job by this entire Metuchen team being able to pull out with the win. Pfeiffer with the ball right now. Connors gets fouled, and now she goes to the free throw line after Calvary Christian tries making a comeback. Now, Cassidy Connors gets the ball back, lobs it up to Jermaine. Lobs it up to Pfeiffer. Layup. Good. And Metuchen gets a 32-23 lead. Gotten back by Pfeiffer. To Connors. Jumper is blocked. 40 seconds left. Not much time left here for a comeback. But Frogton still able to get a garbage time layup. Prove those stats. Frogton being able to do a great job bringing this offense together so far this game. And a point by the Bulldogs gets this team even farther up with a huge lead. The 3 by Rake is good. Wow, unexpected here. Clock still running. Not going to do anything about it. And Connors just going to have the ball and let the time run out. And there you go. Metuchen with their next win. And just such a great job by them being able to just clutch up in this defensive slugfest. They've just been on a roll. 5-1 is their new record. Calvary Christian goes down in the rankings a bit after this. They have been, they started off 1-3, not very good at all, but they managed to come back on a 2-win streak, then faced their very tough opponent in Metuchen and was able to get shut down after that. So just a great effort by them, but not enough to pull through. Now, the adjusted lineups right here. Now, Calvary Christian all the way down to 6th after that. South River should actually, they should actually be 5th, but Calvary Christian gets knocked down a peg. Somerset Tech, with the only 2 games played, 1-1 throughout the season, and sit at a comfortable 4th. Need to play more games. Spotswood at 3-2, Highland Park at 4-2. If you look closely, you'll see Metuchen at the very top of those standings at 5-1. So great job being able to move up. Also, a huge thanks to our Bulldog Report crew, Ben Slavsky, our club president, Chris DeVizio, our vice president, Ike Push, my partner, who is not here today but will be here for future games in terms of commentating, Amy Kleiner, Richard Ho, Leah Wetnick, and of course myself, Henry Sia. And with this game over, like I already said, star player of the game is Arlie Germain for her efforts on not only defense but offense. But that is really it. This is Henry Sia signing off, and I will see ya the next game. Goodbye.